Hey guys, Marcus Hom here with Only Shooters. In response to a question that I got from one of my customers, hey Jeff, glad you like your rifle package. Hope this covers your question. He was asking me about how he should size his once fired brass, and he's been reading different things about neck sizing versus full length sizing and pros and cons for each. So I figured I'd discuss that today and see if I could shed a little bit more light on the subject. Neck sizing is only resizing the neck portion, which is just up here, the part that actually applies tension to the bullet. And it doesn't do anything with the case body or the taper. And so that round is perfectly contoured to the chamber that it was fired in. The advantages of this are you're going to get a slightly better accuracy because you're have a perfect headspace fit with that particular chamber. The cons to it are the fact that you can't really reliably run it in any other rifles that are chambered with the same cartridge, and you're going to run into some reliability issues if you do get any water or dirt, grime, that kind of thing in the action. So that leaves us with full length sizing. Well, full length sizing is the process of recontouring the shoulder and pushing that back and adjusting the case taper back to original SAMI specs. Well, the third option is to do something called a partial full-length size, or what we call bumping the shoulder. And what that is we're pushing the shoulder back, we're modifying the headspace by about 2 or 3 thousandths of an inch instead of pushing it all the way back down to SAMI spec. And the benefits of this are, of course, we're not going to work hard on our brass quite as much. It's not going to cut into the brass life because we aren't moving it quite as far in each firing. So we should get a little bit better brass life out of it. We still get the reliability of having a little bit of clearance, and we're still getting a little bit better accuracy because we're running a little bit tighter tolerances for our head spacing. Now, to do this, you're also going to need this particular tool, which is a headspace gauge or a case comparator. Hornady makes it, and it comes with various inserts. I'm using the 400 insert, and basically what that does is it contacts the case here at the datum line, and we can measure the length to the datum line, which gives us headspace. So this particular case, after it's been fired, it measures 2.1305. So let's call it 2.131. We'll put a little bit of case lube on it, and we'll run it up in here in my die. Now, I've already got this die set where I want it, but let's see where we come out. Okay, so I came out at 2.129, so it bumped it back exactly 2 thousandths of an inch. Now, if it didn't bump it back quite far enough, what I would do is I would take this die and I would adjust this locking collar. And I'd adjust it in very small increments, maybe like a 1/16th of a turn. And if you need to push the shoulder back a little bit further, you'll screw it down a little bit further. And if you push the shoulder too far and you want to go a little bit less with your next case, you'll back it back out a little bit higher. It's kind of one of those things that you have to experiment with a little bit, but once you get it set, you're all set, and then you can run the rest of your cases through it. A couple other notes is you want to have good consistent lube on each case. If you have a sticky case, it could affect your headspace by, say, as much as maybe 1 thou or 1.5 thou. Also, case brand or manufacturer for the case. Some of them resize differently. As I've been going through these 7mm Rem mags, I've noticed that the Federal cases that I have, they size a little bit differently than the Winchester ones. So what you're going to want to do is either separate them and then size one variety and then size the other ones, or just stick to one brand, and that's really what I'd recommend if you're looking for best accuracy.